going? How y'all doing, baby? It is Wednesday. It's hump day, baby. Got the camel out here. Let no Lone Wolf know we're letting him, we're thinking about him, keeping him in our heart. Anyway, Lone Wolf, happy hump day, buddy. Appreciate the camel. Anyway, what's going on, John? Everything's in the news today. Historic day today, baby. January 15th, 2020. It's the day Nancy Pelosi might already be happening right now. In the next few minutes is going to walk over the articles of impeachment and ceremoniously hand them over to the Senate so that Mitch McConnell can start his impeachment trial. But I listened this morning before they took the vote in the House of Representatives when Doug Collins, oh boy, howdy shit, Doug, a guy had to apologize, and Nancy, by the way, called him out and accepted his apology for his outright saying that Doug Collins, the guy from Georgia who said that Democrats love terrorists, that's what the guy said. He's an asshole, and he is still standing on the floor of Congress trying to gain some kind of dignity up there. No, it didn't work, buddy. He was standing up there with Jerry Nadler, and they both had time to speak about the importance of what was happening. And again, Doug Collins over there screaming about it wasn't fair. We didn't get witnesses. We didn't have enough time. It was secret. Boo hoo hoo. Basically, paraphrasing there what Doug Collins said. But Jerry Nadler laid it out clear, baby. This is a constitutional duty and a responsibility gravely taken by those who support the Constitution and are trying to bring justice in our country by way of making sure that the man in our house is not above the law, baby. But he's still trying. Anyway, supposed to hand it over at 4:30. The State of the Union is February 4th, mind you. So if we get it now, probably the trial, they'll start tomorrow, but they got to bring Chief Justice in. They got to swear him in. The Senate each has to be sworn in. And it still bothers me that the senators are going to get away without having to stand up on the floor and speak. Some say, well, John, that would make it a circus. Fine, baby. Let them put on the show. Let them show themselves to be nothing but a bunch of monkeys in a cage slinging their shit. Because that's all they have to defend this president. More and more evidence comes out now. There's more seriousness, giving it to Lev Parnas. Evidently, his lawyers out there tweeting out all sorts of photographs. Look at here. He's partners with everybody. Remember, this is the guy that's been arrested and is under indictment for financial crimes with the Republican Party, handing money out. Donnie was one of them, but there were many others. And he's letting them know that. Little picture of Kevin McCarthy. I thought that was really neat. Hey, Kevin McCarthy, the minority leader. Hey, how about it, bub? How you explain that picture, you dork? Anyway, the vote went on. They passed it, and now Nancy is going to deliver it over there. And we are now going to move into the most serious part of this whole issue. Donnie will forever be impeached. And again, Nancy made that very clear, that he is an impeached president, and nobody can take that away. He'll have an asterisk next to his name as president. The Navy will never name a ship after him. You know why? Because he's an impeached president? John, no, because he's an asshole. Because he's a stupid jerk. Because he's a brilliant genius who doesn't know squat. And as a Navy veteran, he can kiss my ass for this one. A new book's coming out. What, the new book, John? Oh, man, it's a great book. Said it's Very Stable Genius. That's the name of the book. Well, it's all about Donnie. It's all about Donnie. And it's going to be a collection of the ignorance that oozes out of him. And one of them is a moment when he was about to tour the USS Arizona in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and had to ask his freaking aides, what's the big deal? What are we going to see here? What is this tour about? It was a big battle in World War II. That's all he knew. He doesn't know anything else. Somebody has to tell him every time he goes somewhere not to make an ass out of himself. Not to know what the USS Arizona is about. Not to know what that ship is. Not to recognize it even if you pulled into Pearl Harbor as a disgusting disgrace for a draft-dodging coward who pretends to be president of this country. Pretends to be a commander-in-chief who could give a shit less what happened at Chosin Reservoir, what happened at the Battle of the Bulge, what happened at Normandy. or what happened in Pearl Harbor. He doesn't give a shit, and he never did. He's been a coward all his life. He's convinced a bunch of well-meaning Republicans, most of them, that have been invaded by cockroaches and maggots who sit in the garbage can of racism and hate and feed upon that shit. That's where Donnie vomits into every day so they can worm around in it. Those are the people that have invested the Republican Party. Infested it bad, baby. I don't think spraying's going to help that shit. It's going to take a voice to stop that shit, not an unyielding voice. Anyway, that's not all. There was a little clip in there. I thought it goes to show you again that they have a clip of him sitting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India, and he's sitting there talking. They're talking about the tensions in the region. That Pakistan's right there. India and Pakistan, they don't get along very well sometimes. And sitting there discussing that. And Donnie turns to Modi and says, "Well, it's not like you have China on your border." No, he doesn't know his geography. No, he does not know that that China shares a border with India. Why would he know that? Why would he know anything about the USS Arizona or what happened at the Chosin Reservoir? Hell, he knows what happened on 9/11. He saw Muslims dancing in the street. Pulls shit out of his ass. Just like the disgusting crap he's showing with the pictures of Nancy and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. It's disgusting maggot shit for his little trash can full of maggot worms in there. He vomits that stuff in there and they eat it up and swallow it. They gain power by that shit. And it is only by our voice and our vote that is going to remove this man. We have high hopes for the Senate. Finally, we got several senators that are willing to see witnesses come to the stand there in the Senate to speak the truth. Are they really gonna let Mitch McConnell make a mockery of this whole thing, make a mockery of our Constitution by just washing it away, dismiss it? Let's hide everything while there are people trying to come forward, trying to tell you they have evidence. We know what kind of a crook he is. Let me tell it to you. It's going to be up to Mitch McConnell how this goes. We're going to hear opening arguments. Then we're going to hear senators that are going to be able to submit questions to the managers. And by the way, managers were picked. There were 7 managers, and I'm glad to see Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler are right there on the team, baby. First-hand knowledge of how to handle this case, how to feed it to the senators so they can understand it, so they will have a difficult time of sweeping it under the carpet or making it going away. We have to clean our house, baby, and it starts all over this country. There's a story here that just really kind of pisses me off. It's about a Christian school in Louisville, Kentucky. In Louisville, Kentucky, there's a school. It's called the Whitefield Academy. The Whitefield Academy, Christian school. They teach shared Christian values. And they expelled a 15-year-old girl who had posted a picture of her 15th birthday on her Facebook page, in her social media. This is my 15th birthday. Here is my cake. And she was expelled from the school for that. Well, John, just for a cake? Yes. Yes, for a cake. And the sweater she was wearing, by the way, because the cake was rainbow. And her shirt had a rainbow on it. That's it, baby. Those are those are symbols of gay pride. And they do not share the Christian values of the school, so she was expelled. Even though her parents said that she was not speaking out for LGBT rights, she loves rainbows and that she loves everybody in the world. That was her thing. But hey, that's gay pride right there. That's gay pride. Look at there. She's showing a rainbow. Get out of here. Really? Christian values is what you're teaching in that school? I don't think so, baby. That is why we need to take back the votes. To make that kind of shit I know it, John. It's a private Christian school. No, it's not a Christian school. A Christian school wouldn't teach that shit. Not for having a cake. Not for having a rainbow. Are you kidding me? I thought God created the rainbow. Isn't that what y'all say? The colors of the rainbow are pretty in the sky. They're also on the faces of people walking by. We have a lot to do in this country, baby. A lot to repair the damages in the Trump administration abruptly cancels 3 classified Iran-related briefings. Guess what, baby? The Secretary of State was supposed to give 2 congressional briefings, and the Department of Defense was supposed to come in and give a briefing to Congress about the Iran incident and the firing of that missile. All of a sudden, abruptly canceled, baby. Because they can't get their story straight. Because the Pentagon says we don't know anything about no imminent threat. He pulled it out of his ass. Everybody knows he pulled it out of his ass. How long are we going to wait before he starts a war, before more people get killed, before we remove his ass? That question is in front of the Senate, baby. And I hope they don't take a whole lot of time in making that happen if I hit the right button. There's some names right there, baby. We want to thank everybody who donates to our Patreon channel, those that support the show, those who call in on Super Chat and whatnot. Y'all were very blessed to us last night. We appreciate it very much. It pays the bills, baby. It keeps us going and takes care of everything. So we appreciate it. Makes things easier. Anyway, this is important, baby. The next few weeks will determine the history of our republic. So this is it, baby. Everything from the Mueller investigation when he said if we have confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so. From Mueller telling us that, yes, he's a criminal. Up to this and all the other bullshit that we have seen. We know who he is. And we need him removed from our house. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. John Brittleville, Blue Dot in Texas on YouTube. John Brittleville on Facebook. On MeWe, on Liker. On Twitter, at Blue Dot in Texas. Anywhere else we can get the message out. Just keep that message going, baby. It's a fight for our republic. I'm proud to be part of it. And I hope you are too. Anyway, tomorrow's Thursday, baby. So we'll see you tomorrow night at the family meeting. Until then, y'all take care.